All right. I'm getting pretty good at this, man. I was able to do that switcheroo. Hey. All right. It's the third day of the 3-day Get Wealthy Challenge. How y'all feeling? Have y'all been, are y'all excited? Are y'all excited to learn the third secret? If you're excited to learn the third secret, put yes in the chat. Put yes in the chat. I'm excited. I feel like I got this hair going every which way, but hey, I'm here and y'all are here. But listen, ladies, turn your cameras in. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Listen, Marilyn laughing because she knows. Hey, Marilyn. Miss Turknett, how you doing? How you doing? Good. Yeah, girls, turn on those cameras so that I can see you. Listen, many of you have been hanging for the past 3 days with our 3-day Get Wealthy Challenge. If you've been here all 3 days, put 3 in the chat. If you've been here all 3 days, put 3 in the chat. Cynthia's been here. Shanice has been here. Betty has been here. Rosemary's been here 3 days. Wow. TB's been here 3 days. Who else? Who else has been here all 3 days? Awesome. Well, listen, Tracy B's been here all 3 days. That's right. Okay. So how many of you have been here at least 2 days? If you've been here at least 2 days, put 2 in the chat, because I got to give you some love too. Because listen, I know how busy all of you are. Lisa's been here 2 days. Awesome. Who else has been here at least 2 days so I can give you a shout out to? Roberta's been here 2 days and joined on the first day, girl, but you had a little head start because you spent time with me at that Girl Get Your Money Right session. Patricia's been here 2 days. Darlene's been here 2 days. Marilyn Jean Turknett, you've been here 2 days, lady. I know you are busy, lady. So welcome. Well, here's all I want you to know is, for those of you who you've only been here 2 days, but you want to make sure that you get the insight, there is still time to get the VIP kit. I want to really encourage you to, because then you're going to get the replays, right? So if we could put that link in the chat, it is never too late, ladies. For $47, you're going to get access to all of the replays for 30 days. You'll have them all 3 days, as well as our financial resilience in uncertain times workshop that's going to give you a much robust understanding of what you need to do to be able to accelerate your financial growth regardless of the ups and downs of the market. In fact, what you're going to learn in that training really is why you don't have to be afraid. And what we know in WealthyU, that is, we welcome volatility, we welcome uncertainty, because that is when millionaires are made. That's what you learn in WealthyU. And so just so I can recap. Oh, before I recap, I want to make sure that you connect with your ambassadors. All of them have been reaching out to you in our Facebook group, and to connect with you, to give you insight, to answer any of your questions. So yes, that VIP kit, it's $47. The real benefit is that you're going to get access to those tools, and the replays It's never too late. So if you were just here 2 days, you can go back. I touched on secret number 1, which really fundamentally is the most important asset of the WealthyU framework that you've been learning about, the secrets of the 1%. So your ambassadors, Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, Alice Woods, they're all here right now. And if you don't know who your ambassador is, in the chat, put I need my ambassador. So if you don't know who your ambassador is, put I need to know who my ambassador is so that they can connect with you. Just put I need my ambassador and they will reach out to you right in the chat. So here's what I want to know. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling so far? Okay. Feeling good? If you're feeling good just about the things that you've been learning in these 3 days, put yes in the chat. If you are feeling good about the concepts that we have been teaching you in these past 2 days, now 3 days. Listen, how many of you finally understand that you got the wrong blueprint, right? If you finally understand that you've had the wrong blueprint, put yes in the chat. That's really what I have been sharing with you over these past few days. Have you ever heard the saying about the ladder being on the wrong wall? Like you've been struggling, you've been doing everything they tell you to do, you've been saving, pinching pennies, doing all this, doing all that, and you're wondering why you're not further ahead? Rosemary said, yes, I understand. I had the wrong blueprint, right? That's what so if you can continue to do the same thing, expecting a different result, that's crazy. And one of the points I love to make is the reason there's the 1% is because that 1% does something differently. And not only do they do something differently, but they get different access, right, to the concepts that I've been sharing with you in WealthyU. Listen, you need $1 million in investable assets to even get access to this knowledge that I'm giving you. And yesterday I opened up the doors to WealthyU, to our entry-level program, so that you can get started. And I've got to applaud all of the folks who took advantage, fast track. There's still some spots left for you to have a 1-hour strategy session, which, to tell you the truth, the investment that you're going to make, $197 a month or $19.97 paid in full, what you're going to learn in that one-on-one session with me is going to give you your return on investment. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? Some of you need a mentor. You're up here trying to figure it out. You're reading everything. You done read every book, went to every webinar, already did some of these little courses out here that you got to figure it all out on your own. Look at the recording. What? I don't mean to be laughing, but listen, I took some of those courses too. Right now, I write checks, 5,000, 10,000, because I ain't gonna learn nothing on my own. Listen, I need somebody to show me. I cut a check for speed. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I got a talking to by my accountant. It's like, my goodness, you invested a lot in training. You're darn tootin'. Not only do I invest in training for me, I invest in training for this team, and I invest in training for this community so I can go out, bring you back what you need to know so that you can get further faster. Are y'all with me? So some of y'all need to skip the line and just join. And before I even go through it, put the, I went over our program, our Ignite program, put the link in before I even get to secret number 3. Some of you guys need to just skip the line, stop playing around. I don't care if you do 197 or pay the full 1997 later, but you just need to get started. So team, put the bit.ly link to join Ignite in the chat. That's how confident I am about the fact that you guys need to stop being on the sideline, get you a mentor, get in the right circle so that you can get access to the same information that those 1%ers are giving you. And trust me, it took me 25 years to basically get that access, but then to operationalize it. And that's what you're going to get in WealthyU. Tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you secret number 3. The third part of the WealthyU framework that is responsible for helping hundreds, now thousands of women hit their first 6-7 figures investment portfolio. Who wants to become one of the million with the million? If that's you, put yes in the chat. If that is you, put yes in the chat. If you're going to be one of the million with the million, put yes in the chat. Because to be honest with you, you're wondering why I'm engaging with you and telling you to be, yeah, I need you to believe it, right? Like I need you to believe that you can do it. I'm bringing receipts. I'm showing you proof of women that were sitting right where you were and just said, okay, I need help. And they joined this community, and some of them are WealthyU ambassadors right now. Alice Woods, Anita Jenkins, Michelle Smith. They were right where you were, and their lives have fundamentally changed, and they want that for you. All right, so let's get to it. So one of the things I wanted to do at the top, because one of the reasons that you get VIP is because you also get an opportunity to win some amazing prizes. And let me just give a shout out. Our day 1 winner was Vanita. And Vanita, your nickel and dime your way to wealth book and wine glass is going to be shipped out, right? That's right. Gina says one of the million with the women. But who is our winner for this evening? Check this out. Look at that. Gina Robinson, you are our winner for this evening. One of our VIPers. You get the purse of your own, book, and wine glass. So let's give Gina some love in the chat. See, it pays to engage. Now, not only that, let me just tell you, Sandra, who joined Ignite today, and Gina in VIP, I asked them their takeaways. They were just blowing our minds. Sandra came, talked about, I learned that thoughts are the most important things, and you've got to align your behavior to those thoughts. And that's why you need to be in the circles. Ladies, you're either in a circle or a cage, right? A cage is where you're with the same people, same socioeconomic background. In many cases, you might be doing the best out of everybody. So you look to the right, you look to the left, and you say, I'm doing okay. But what I want you to know is there is more for you. There is more available for you. And you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. The only reason you're in that cage is nobody gave you access. If you want the key, if you want the right blueprint, that is what you're learning in this 3-day challenge. Now, thus far, do you feel like I've dropped some keys? Do you think I've dropped some keys, some insight, the secrets? If you feel like you've got an insight these past 2 days, put yes in the chat. Right? Like what I want you to know is I designed this for you. And listen, I'm gonna be frank with you, it's not easy, right? It's not easy building something knowing that there is already a great deal of resistance. And the reason there's a great deal of resistance, I understand it because I am literally saying to you that everything you've been taught about how to be financially successful has been a lie, right? I mean, that's basically what I've been telling you these past 2 days, right? You agree? If you would agree with that, you got, I'm being nice. I say you got the wrong blueprint, right? But what I'm telling you is, you know, you've been bamboozled, right? Y'all can relate to that. And that's exactly what I'm going to click on tonight. I'm upending your belief systems. That's exactly right. All of you, myself included. I got that same blueprint. And it wasn't until I was actually able, remember there was I'm not going to name his name or get into politics, but remember when he said, damn, we only talk about that in the quiet rooms? Y'all remember that candidate for president who said somebody mentioned something and he said, we only mention that in the quiet rooms? Listen, I'm going to tell you, that is for real. The quiet, when I say real wealth is quiet and you won't see it, that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Real wealth ain't running around in a Maybach, wearing a Louis Vuitton with, you know, every kind of logo on. Right? Okay. It's stealth. It ain't trying to be flashy. Okay. And that's why I call them secrets, is because that's exactly what they are. All right. So who's ready for secret number 3? Who's ready for secret number 3? So just as a recap, though, for those of you, some of you have been here all 3 days. Some of you have been here for 2 days, but let's just recap, right? So Monday, we talked about, well, secret number 1, and that was making the shift from an income to a wealth mindset, right? And that wealthy folks have different attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. And I showed you the difference between, that's right, Sandra, the millionaire next door. I told you the difference between middle class, right, mindset versus wealth mindset, and the difference in those. Does anybody remember what the difference on secret 1? What's the difference between an income mindset and a wealth mindset that I shared for you? If you remember that, put that in the chat. Okay, what was the difference? And Tuesday, we covered identifying unconscious spending patterns that are sabotaging your opportunities to build wealth. That's right, spending versus investment. Investing, Barbara says, outlook, that's exactly right. One spends, the other invests. And then yesterday, I dropped some knowledge on you and I showed you how I discovered secret number 2. And I realized that, oh, we're spending, we're the consumers and we're making the profits. But those same things that we're consumers, if we just invested in, that's what the wealthy knew. And then I shared with you the fact that I was like, man, this ain't all that complicated, right? Okay, so that was secret number 2. So secret number 3, the 3 secrets, secret number 1, mindset, right? Income to wealth. Secret number 2, strategy, investing in those companies instead of spending, being on the right side of the ledger. And now I want to talk about execution. You know, the fact is that, talk about the wrong blueprint. I just want to, I want you guys to understand how systemic this.
You're unmuted. I'm sorry. Mute yourself.
I just want to share with you. I discovered it early, but I didn't realize how systemic it was in terms of how the middle class execute versus how the wealthy execute. The investments or we make or don't make versus what the wealthy do and how they execute and why their money is able to grow faster. So I want you to think about this for just a moment. Like, did you have back in the day, do you guys remember when they had the debit man coming, the insurance man, and he would come and, you know, you might pay a few dollars. How many people can relate to that? Did y'all have, if you had that in your neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about? It's probably the first thing, maybe your mother or your grandmother, but the first time they ever learned how to do anything, yeah, insurance, right? Insurance. So that was what, you know, that's the only thing we had access to. I'm going to tell you, because it wasn't until like the 1960s, almost 1970, before an African American could actually be even have a securities license, right? So, you know, I'll never forget when my husband and I, when we first got married, his mother had been paying on this insurance policy for years, right? Like every month. And the guy would come by and she would give him whatever, I mean, cash money back then, right? That was the debit man. Y'all, I see you nodding. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? And so when we got married, imagine how she felt to be able to give her son a start because she had planned for his future. Now, at that point, I want to say my husband was probably 24 or 25 when we got married. And when he cashed in that policy that his mother had been paying on since he was a baby, does anybody want to guess how much that policy? Now, she was paying $4 or $5 a month, right? But does anybody want to guess what the value of that when he cashed it in? 10K. Vanita says 500. Patricia says 1,000. It was $500. And she had been paying $5 a month for over 20 years. That's $500. Okay? 500. I don't care if it was whole life, half life, universal life. I'm just saying, okay? And so the point that I want to make is that 65%, now this number blew my mind, of African American households, people of color, not just African American, don't own any stocks. And 65% of white households do. So let's just calculate, let's count the costs, right? Let's crunch the number. Why is that? What I want you to know is that in order to create wealth, the wealthy invest in different types of investments, have different strategies, execute on different types of investments, and that's why they end up in a different place. Now, let me just fast forward to right now and just tell you, all of you, after coaching thousands of women, what is in the investment accounts of those who have not at six figures, and what is in the investment accounts, and how the wealthy invest and why they have multiple millions. The first thing is we have a lot of life insurance. I don't care if it's universal life, whole life. We have a lot of insurance. That insurance has fees in it, and it eats at our return on investment, so our money does not grow. Whereas it's not that the wealthy don't have insurance, they use the tool for estate planning and tax advantage and trust. Now, on the other hand, and the reason why we invest in that is because it's safe and it's positioned to us that it's safe and it'll have some cash value and you'll have, but the money's not going to grow. right? That's right. Now I do understand. Yeah, but let me tell you something, Gina. I will count those numbers, the difference between what you have in an insurance account, and I have a VUL myself, and I have an insurance background. There is no way that your money will grow at the rate that investing in self-directed investments, mutual funds, and stocks. So we're in our investments, we're in target date funds. Those funds, if you look underneath them, what this industry does is they put their worst performing funds in those accounts. Whereas what the wealthy have in their retirement accounts, they know how to get the self-directed option. Many of you have self-directed options in your retirement plans, and you don't even know you have it. And so because you filled out a questionnaire, in your investment accounts, you're picking that guaranteed account. Ooh, I'm not going to lose money. And that's what I said. Gina, you just said it right there. You never lose money, but you never gain the rate of return that you get if you learn how to invest and calculate. That's right, Sandra, stable value funds, right? I mean, I'm going to step on some toes tonight, but I want you to understand that the reason there is such a huge wealth gap is because of our lack of knowledge. And if someone says to us, we're not going to lose money, then we're going to be comfortable investing in it, not realizing the absolute impact that it has on our money. We will go into indexed annuities for retirement because they'll tell us you will not lose your money, but they'll never give you the rate of return of the S&P 500. And they'll say you're not going to lose money, and you're going to have a ton of fees in those investments. What do the wealthy do? They have stock portfolios that are paying dividends, that are tax advantaged, that are taxed at a lower rate. What do? We'll say we're going to go into tax sheltered annuities. Those annuities have so many fees in them. Many of the funds in those annuities do not perform well. And by the way, I have somebody right on tonight who will tell you about it. Whereas the wealthy do backdoor IRAs. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Freedom ain't free. Okay, can I get a witness? Financial freedom is not free. And so the reason that we are in these types of investments is because that's exactly how they're positioned to us. You will not lose money. But what you don't understand is that the average annual return on stocks over historically has been 10% in the most conservative. And I just want you to understand the impact of the choices that most of y'all are making. Now, y'all know I'll get hot in here on this because I am tired. I am sick and tired of seeing y'all come into WealthyU. You've been investing in this crap. I said it for 20 years. You put all this money in here and your money has not grown. And why? They know exactly how to position things to us. They know exactly how to position things to us. And here's what I'm just gonna, if y'all understand what I'm saying, I'm preaching. That's right, Chantel. She know. I was just speaking at her conference. Let me just show you the significance of how expensive financial ignorance is. Now, I'm not just going to get on my soapbox. Here's what I want you to know. It is the difference between you having, if your money's not doubling, see, here's what you're getting in these investment accounts, right? you're as an average investor, you're earning 2%, if that, in the underlying funds, whether it be target date funds or whatever. So, so the difference between you investing at 10%, right? And you come, so this is $1,000 a month. This is $12,000 a year, right? The difference between you having this and this is why at retirement, we end up with 200,000 instead of 1,000,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you look at the power, if your money is not doubling, right? That's 5 years. That's average annual return of 10%, right? That then 5 years later, you're almost at 800,000, right? Your money should be doubling every 7 years. So what I want you to understand is the reason that the wealth gap is so wide is because we are afraid to invest. And that the reason we're afraid to invest is because we were never exposed to it. We were never taught about it in our formal education. So I just want to go back to day one and share with you this. The reason why I was so dumbfounded when I walked into that Merrill Lynch office was I was like, I didn't even know this existed. That's where the rule of 72 takes place. That's exactly right. Now, think about it. I want to just go back to now, when my mother-in-law was putting that money in that universal life, that she wasn't really getting in a return that was whole life, right? Most of that was just going to pay the death benefit, right? That's where most of that money goes. That's the point that I'm making. That's the expense. What I'm going to tell you is I am not a big proponent of mixing investments with insurance. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I want you to know, the significance of this is right now, you're thinking you don't want to lose money, but you're losing money. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are losing tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Anita says, just got out. Ooh, Anita, I was hot, girl. Anita did that right before she came to WealthyU. Listen, can I be frank with you all? Can I be frank with y'all? I literally did not know this was happening. I didn't. Now imagine me. I leave Fidelity. I'm out here. I'm writing books. I've got these investment companies having me come out here and speak to y'all and do my little financial literacy. I have no idea that you are even in your company plans. Some of you have company plans where you don't even know that what you did was you filled out a questionnaire. And because you filled out that questionnaire and you said, I don't have any experience, they automatically put you in a target date fund. By the way, I just talked to my daughter who just changed jobs, and I'm being all nosy because her mail came here. I just want to see what she is. Don't you know them jokers put her in a target date fund? She on vacation. I called her, listen, when I see you at 4th of July, you moving this money. Right? So I don't mean to be flip, but I have a sense of urgency around here. And you all would be so much further ahead if you knew what you were going to learn in WealthyU. You are already losing money from your inaction. Do you know when people come into WealthyU, they literally see their money grow so much faster? And with that, how many of you want to see what happens when you get access to this knowledge? Anybody want to hear? You want to see what happens? You want to hear from somebody who came in this community, had no clue what her advisor was doing. And then once she got the knowledge, it was game on. How many of you want to hear that story? Let me tell you, this is what happened though. So one morning, I'm looking at my phone and I get this text. And this is what it says. And this is a real text. Well, actually, it was a message in Facebook, right? Because it's got the little, it says, Deborah, I learned last night I've become one of those with a 7-figure retirement account. I cannot thank you enough. If only I had taken a class from you sooner, who knows what that could be. Now, the bottom line is that was over 2 years ago. And so that 7 figures has now already doubled. But I don't want to just, I'm not just going to show you. I want you to hear this in her own words.
Know the steps required to have gains in the stock market. I wanted to do more for myself as to help my parents if they needed to, and also to buy a new home. And so having those long-term goals, I had to change my mindset to know that savings really wasn't enough, that I needed to take a chance in the stock market, and that it was okay because there's no reward without taking some risk. Through analyzing the mutual funds that I was placed in and also some of the other products that were proposed to me, I was able to determine that they were not in my best interest. I have shifted my investments to a different platform that is more advantageous. From there, I started on a daily basis, then it morphed to weekly and then monthly, because as you know, investment is a long-term gain. I was very concerned about market downturn in March of 2020. Today, I know the market is down as well, but now's the time for me to buy. Last year, my parents and I were extremely ill. Thanks to the shift in mindset, I was able to financially weather our storm, to provide financial support to my parents when I could, but also I was able to care for myself. Financially, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still just saving.
And that's what I want you to understand. Listen, I need y'all to be clear on why why WealthyU exists. It exists because it's not about the money, right? Wealth is the ability to fully experience life and to weather any storms, because they are coming, right? How many, and you know, COVID came out of nowhere, okay? COVID came out of nowhere. And for so many of us, myself included, we've had loved ones who are no longer here. Some folks are really, really ill. And that's exactly what happened to Belinda. But because she got access to this knowledge, but not only that, executed, and be all of those products that I showed you, that's exactly what she had. And I didn't even put the two together, right? So you're out here thinking you're doing the right thing, but you got the wrong blueprint. And here's all I want you to know, is that you have everything that you need to be everything you need to be. But the only thing standing between you and that financial success and the level of financial success that you desire is knowledge. Now that's a fact. And this is knowledge that you do not get through your formal education. So many of you need to get off the fence. Now, our entry-level program is only $197. Our flagship is a higher investment, but it gives you, it depends, if you're running for your 7 figures, that's where you need to be. But for tonight, the bottom line is, y'all just need to get started, all right? if you don't feel like you worth 197, many of you got handbags in your closet that cost 10 times more than that. What I want you to do is to commit. So we just put the link in the chat. And if I can, how many of you would like me to go over, maybe you weren't here last night, or want me to go over that program with you so that you can understand how we connect the dots? You are no longer going to be at the mercy of someone saying to you, this is safe, right? You are going to know exactly what you need to do to leverage everything that you already have and take it to the next level. Who's ready to go to the next level? If you're ready to go to the next level, put next level. Put next level. But first, listen. Barbara went through 6 challenges. And my lion Barbara, she finally just said, okay. And you know, Barbara, I can't imagine where you would have been if you had just started when you first learned of WealthyU, right? Imagine how much further you would be. So I'm going to ask your permission if you would like for me to share with you again our framework, right? And how this program allows you to come from the land of not enough, where you're struggling, to the land of more than enough, so that you can be like Belinda and be able to take care of your needs from overflow, right? As opposed to every time you look in, you got to go from here to get to there. If that's you, and if you would like for me to share with you more about this program, put yes in the chat. So Cynthia says yes. Micah, you already in, and Cynthia, y'all saying yes, but you saying, listen, y'all can sit over there if you want to. And the other thing is, for the first 10, you're going to get a one-on-one with me. So all I'm going to tell you is, let me just tell you how this works, okay? Because as you can imagine, I don't have a lot of time. But, you know, for the first 10, that's our fast track bonus. You're going to get a one-on-one hour session with me, and you're going to learn exactly what you need to do so you can go further faster. Okay? I got to give a shout out to all of those who already ran through the door. So you better, I'm just telling you, what do they say? I know my grandma used to say to me, Deborah, don't tarry. So that's all I'm going to tell y'all, right? Because when the door is shut, it's shut. The other thing is, so fast track bonus, get on it, right? Put the link in the chat. I'm going to go over it, but some of you guys need to already get ready. So you already ready and you ain't trying to get ready. So put that link back in the chat so you can go to the landing page, to the sales page, so you can, the enrollment page, so you can get in. So I'm just gonna go over why this program is designed the way that it is. Now, the truth is, this program that I'm showing you right now, we just introduced. And we did it because we wanted to have an on-ramp. We know that many of you just need to get started, and then you can up level, right? And then you can up level. Because here's the most important thing I want you all to know. And you know what? I'm gonna just tell you, I have the curse of knowledge, right? It's like, I've coached thousands of you, like literally when I sit down with you in 10 minutes, girl, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do right now. And then boom, you're going to be out there, because it's almost like when you've done this with so many people, after a while, it's like you almost be, I feel like I'm artificial intelligence. I'm just going to tell y'all. I have taken so much information in now. Literally, I could go on your retirement plan site and I could literally tell you where them jokers are hiding your jewels, why you're not being able to take advantage of the opportunities that you are. So here, I'm going to share this with you. I know my team and everybody, we got a lot of members in here tonight, so they know my craziness that I can, it's going to do what it's going to do, y'all, right? But listen, I created this for you. And the most important thing I want you all to understand is this. Is that most of you are 10 feet away from gold right now. But because you don't understand what you're looking at, because you don't know the knowledge, because you never learned this in your formal education, you don't even know what you're looking at. And so what I want you to understand is the secret sauce is this system. Is like, you don't have to spend any more time trying to figure this out. In these past 3 days, do you feel like I've shown you the framework and why this thing works and why you haven't been, if that's you, if you finally realize that you've had the wrong blueprint, in the chat, put yes. Because what I want you to know is I created a system and a framework now that when you apply it, you are going to see an immediate impact on your finances. And it's going to help you get closer to where you need to be, and that's financial independence. But the other aspect of it is the community. And that's what I didn't understand. I did a lot of one-on-one coaching, and it is not until we launched our flagship WealthyU Society that we started to see people just take off. You know, when you do one-on-one coaching, you have some sessions with me, you go away, yeah, you did okay. But what it's like when you're not in the right circle, when you don't have accountability and support, and you don't see other people doing what you're doing, then you get lost. You go revert back to, it's just like a diet, right? You know, you do that little Weight Watchers or whatever, and then, you know, as soon as you stop, guess what? You go right back to what you were doing. So the fact that is, ladies, that we got the wrong blueprint. I did too. But what I finally did was actually create a blueprint that when applied, when this framework is applied, those are the secrets. Mindset, when you learn how to shift from an income to a wealth mindset, get on the right side of the ledger. Strategy, that's what you guys are going to get an opportunity. Now, I only have 10 slots. Put the VIP link in there. So if you want to get a strategy session with me so that I can identify your unique investment opportunity levers and get further faster. And then finally, execution. We got to create your wealthy system. You got to get out of those low return, so-called safe investments and get on the right side and start investing and get your money working, earning the same kind of returns that the wealthy do. If they can do it, you can too. And I'm giving you the blueprint and showing you exactly what you need to do. So you're invited to join us in our program for 12 months, Analyze, Optimize, and Maximize. So analyze. The first thing we're going to do is show you what your wealth gap is. Optimize. The next thing we're going to do is show you how to evaluate and understand your retirement investments, your investments that you're invested in, get that working, and maximize. So then you're going to be once you make that shift from an income to a wealth mindset, it's just like anything. Like when you buy a red car, you start seeing red cars, you're going to see opportunity everywhere. If whoever's in the group right now is in WealthyU, can you put amen in the chat? Because I know your life has changed. Barbara's given all the knowledge, but there are a lot of our other, I see Mariette Morgan is in here, Marilyn Turknett, and Alice is in here. She's an ambassador. Amen, amen. I just want to tell you, like, I can preach, I can do all of this. I have spent my lifetime creating this for you, and I just need for you to bet on yourself. And that's why I want you to join WealthyU Ignite. It's our entry level program. Now you are going to immediately learn how to analyze and optimize what you already have. But the goal is really for you to go next level. So in the WealthyU Ignite program, this is our success milestones. You're going to identify your personal wealth gap. Then you're going to learn how to analyze, optimize, and maximize, actually understand what you have and what's going to give you the best returns. Then you're going to learn how to increase your investment. You're going to increase your investment contributions. Then what the ripple effect of that is you're going to see your net worth increase. And then you're going to graduate into the WealthyU society where we're going to the next level. Then you're going to learn how to analyze and research stocks, analyze and research mutual funds. And oh, by the way, when you're in here, anything that you invest in one of our programs gets credited when you go to the next level, because that's what we do in WealthyU. So you're going to learn how to reevaluate and research and evaluate mutual funds and your performance. You're going to, I'm sorry, that's for our other program, but let me just go through. So for $30,000 worth of value, you're going to get all of these things that we've created for you, that we've invested for you. It took me years to create all of this. You're getting it in WealthyU Ignite. So the first thing you're going to get access to is our WealthyU Ignite 10-module curriculum. That's a value of $10,000. Plus, you're going to have monthly meetings, very, very important, where you're able to do Q&A and get your questions answered. Because again, knowledge is not power, knowledge correctly applied is. So if you have any issues, this is going to give you an opportunity to get those things addressed. So that's what our portal looks like. It's based on that. This curriculum is based on my book, Nickel and Dime Your Way to Wealth. I developed this curriculum, invested tens of thousands of dollars to create it. Initially, it was for an HBCU. Now it's what we deliver here in WealthyU. So facilitated monthly meetings where you have the ability to have your questions. Here's all I want to say, y'all, is that how many of you in the chat have taken courses where do it yourself, where all you had to do was look at recordings? If you've taken one of those courses in the chat, put yes. If you've taken a course where it was all videos and you had to do everything on your own, put yes. This is not a course, this is a program, right? So how many of you, myself included, had taken those courses and never finished them? If that was you, put yes. That is not what WealthyU is. You're going to get accountability and support, and you're going to be with like-minded women. So our 10-module curriculum, member group session, plus you're going to get a member success mentor, right? So that member success mentor is your WealthyU advisor. Now, when you join, she's going to be your member success mentor because she's been right where you are. And she's internalized these concepts and has seen her own financial trajectory go off the roof. These are our member success advisors: Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, and Alice Woods are who is in this particular challenge and has been reaching out to you. Put the link. Some of you need to skip the line. If you want to skip the line, you already know this is something you need to do. Put skip the line in the chat so that we can connect with you. You simply, so already we're at $20,000 worth of value, right? Like I said, this is not a do-it-yourself, because what you're also not only going to have a curriculum, but you're also going to have a tool which is going to calculate exactly what you need to do to achieve financial independence. And then the next thing you're going to learn how to do is actually evaluate and analyze and research mutual funds just like a portfolio manager. We're not playing. Listen, it took me years to develop this, but we continue to innovate. So already, portal, member group meetings, member success wealth mentor, and Ignite workbook. Some of you need to pay off debt. All of it is included. That's $22,000 worth of value. But not only that, you're actually going to learn how to analyze and research mutual funds, put a portfolio together, analyze, optimize, maximize. You're going to get out of those low performing investments, and you're going to learn how to make your money double much faster, because you're going to learn how to invest like the wealthy. Now that's over $25,000 worth of value. WealthyU curriculum and portal, member group mentors, member success wealth mentor, Ignite Wealth workbook, which has all of the tools available, wealth gap strategy session, which many of you, if you join tonight, are going to be able to have that session with me personally. And you're going to learn how to optimize your investments. Not only that, in our portal, we have a host of masterclasses and workshops that you're going to get access to that are going to teach you how to level up, how to leverage LinkedIn. Some of you need to make more money. You know, the fact is, it is a ripple effect. I just talked to one of our members that I told you need to make more money. She took that to heart and she got a $50,000 increase. Some of you are under earning. You need to see what the possibilities are, because the possibilities are limitless. So a $30,000 value. Now, are you going to have to pay $30,000 for this? In the chat, how many of you think is it worth $30,000? I know it is. You know why I know? Because many of you are going to see your investments double. You're going to hit your first six figures. Do you think that Belinda, who, by the way, Belinda has been in all of my coaching programs, comes to all of the workshops. It's amazing if she's not here tonight. But how do you get to seven figures? You invest in yourself and you engage. But the point is, the founding member price for WealthyU Ignite, which is our entry-level program, $29.97. But that's not what you're going to pay if you join by Friday, because the doors are going to close, right? And that price is going up to $29.97. For those of you who join now, I want you to put the link in, it's already in the chat. For those of you who join now, it's $19.97 or $197 monthly. Listen, plus you're going to get that fast start strategy session with me. And so the point is that you got the wrong blueprint. A mere investment of $197 a month or $19.97 or pay in full. If you got to overthink this, just sign up for the $197. Listen, you know, the stories, you're going to get a bonus fast track session with me. I'm going to tell you, probably after tonight, my calendars, those 10 spots are going to be gone. I can already tell you that. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and sign up. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a lot of time, but I believe so much in all of you. And I know the impact that this can have in your life, that all you need to do is to lean in and bet on yourself. And this is what happens when you do. Here's Charity. Charity, under earning, when I met her, was a receptionist, same in an investment company. She started investing in her 401k, increased her income. Her income is more than triple. In fact, I was just in DC with her. She achieved her six-figure investment portfolio. You saw Tamika's story. Tamika had 5,000 jobs, not paying very much. She accelerated her payment on her student loans. She doubled her full-time income, achieved a six-figure retirement portfolio, purchased her first home, invested in a 529 college fund for her son. Listen, if it can happen for her, it can happen for you. In the chat, if you believe that you are going to be one of the million with a million that I'm talking about, put yes in the chat. Here's Dia. You saw her story in her own words last night. Never fully realized her wealth potential. Now she's investing in individual stocks, has her investments fully exploited, fully contributed to her employee stock purchase program, and she's established investment accounts for her college. So the question I have is, if it can happen for Dia, can it happen for you? In the chat, put yes, if you're going to be one of those with $1 million. And here's Belinda. You just saw her. So all I want you to know is, listen, these are real women, just like you. And some of you are thinking the information is going to be too difficult to understand. Did I not break that down for you in 3 days? Imagine what you're going to have if you spend 12 months with us, but some of our members have been with us for 1, 2, 3 years. Some of been coaching with me for over 5 years. How long will this take? Here's what I want to tell you. If you are willing to invest 2 to 3 hours a week in getting to that 7 figures, that's when it's going to come. But you got to show up, ladies. This is a contact sport. You got to be a winner. And a winner means you want it. You know that I am responsible and no excuses, right? And with that, all I want to tell you is you've got everything you need to be everything you need to be. Who wants the right blueprint? If you want the right blueprint, put yes in the chat. If you want the right blueprint, put yes in the chat. Who's still with me? Listen, you need everything. You have everything you need to be everything you need to be. But what you need is the same thing that I needed as a mentor. And in order to get to the next level, somebody has to take you there. And this, we created this entry-level program to get you your foot in the door. And so now, just briefly, if you want, I'm going to walk you through what you need to do. So I'm going to go right over to the enrollment page. Okay, all you got to do is right there. I covered all of this already. You heard from all of these ladies, many in their voice. I mean, did I leave? Is there any question that I haven't answered? Sandra says, can I put up the slide with all 3 programs? Sandra, you already ahead of me. Hold on. Yeah, let me do that. So here are the WealthyU programs. Okay, here are the WealthyU programs. The program that I introduced tonight was our WealthyU Ignite. It's for those folks, designed for folks who are running for their first 6 figures. In that program, we teach you how to analyze and optimize what you have and focus on really leveraging your existing assets. We know that for most of you, that most of your investments are already in mutual funds, or you're investing in some of those types of investments that I mentioned in the execution slide. The next level up is our WealthyU Society. You're running for your first 7 figures, and then you're going to get exposed to analyzing and researching individual stocks, you're build an investment portfolio. You actually learn how to open a brokerage account, how to open a stash account, so you're expanding to the next level. Our Legacy Wealth Accelerator is for folks who are running for 7 figures and beyond. You may not have 7 figures right now, but you may be interested in tax advantage investing in real estates, more complex options. What I want you to know is there's levels to it. You can start here. And if you invest here, this is going to be credited to this next program. And then you invest here. And then if you invest here, then this is going to be credited to the next program. The key is to get started, right? Now, some of you want to excuse me, you want to skip the line and you want to say, well, you know what, Deb, I just want to run for my first 7 figures. I want to start analyzing and researching stocks. Apply, put the apply link. And then you can have a conversation with us. But the most important thing, ladies, is to get started. You can always switch it up. You can always level up. I want you to get started. So for those who joined tonight, I want to give you a shout out. And so if you joined, let me know in the chat so that I can welcome you into the sisterhood, and also let you know if you qualify for that 1-hour strategy session with me. All right, Shanice. All right, Betty. Okay, let's listen. Let's welcome Shanice Yoakley into the sisterhood. Let's give her some claps, y'all. Awesome, Shanice. Welcome to WealthyU. I'm so excited you qualify for our you qualify for the strategy session with me. Don't miss out, folks. Who else? Let's see. Teresa Burnett, welcome to the sisterhood. All right, keep them coming, keep them coming. Don't get left behind, guys. Let's see, who else? Betty Burris, welcome to the sisterhood. Let's welcome Betty in. Who else? Let's see. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Listen, here's all I want you to know is that you cannot get to the next level on your own. It's impossible. I know we've created something profound, something magical, something that simply doesn't exist anywhere else. I think the reason we're so different is because we're giving you insight and knowledge that you were never given through your formal education. Not only that, we've designed this for you. And how many of you could relate to the stories that you've seen over the past couple of days? If you could relate to Belinda, right? Could you relate to Belinda saying that she finally figured out she can't just save, she has to invest? If you can relate to that, put yes in the chat, right? Could you relate to Leah, who once she got started, man, she started paying off that debt. She became debt-free for the first time in her life. How would that feel for you? Listen, it can happen for you. It's happening every day. I was just sharing, will this presentation be available after tonight? It will be in our in the Facebook group. I'm streaming there. It'll be in the WealthyU community. That's right. And Cynthia, my good girlfriend, who I've known, I ain't even gonna tell you how long I've known her, but the point is, she better be glad she joined WealthyU, because me and her, I told her life's about to change and yours will too. Listen, here's the other point that I want to make with all of you. I know that many of you have tried a lot of different things, and that in our community, we're skeptical. Can I just be real with y'all? I know you're skeptical. You already thinking about, well, I don't know if this will work for me, right? I know I saw Belinda, but I don't know if that'll work for me, right? I know I saw Tamika, and I know she had all that debt, and I do too, but I don't know if that'll work for me. That's right. Cynthia, you cannot save your way to wealth. And all I want you to know is I totally understand. I want you to know that I am you, that I didn't come from wealth. But what I believe has been my mission, and where no matter how I try to leave this mission and just say, Lord, I'm tired. And as soon as I try to do something else, you remember that? As soon as I thought I was out, they drug me back in. The great value that I have, or the reason I'm so grateful for WealthyU, is because of the Alice Woods, the Anita Jenkins. I'm seeing Mariette on right now. Who else is in the community that's here? Cynthia certainly joined the WealthyU community as well. I'm seeing your growth. Every morning I get to wake up, and you're going to see it too. That's the other cool thing about being in this community. And when I start saying, okay, guys, post your wins. See, some of folks aren't even posting their wins, and then I'll be talking to them on their phone. It's like, yeah, Ms. Owens, I got to raise a 50,000. I was like, 50,000? What? And the funny thing is, I was like, girl, you got to make some more money. You know, it's just funny when you have somebody rooting for you, right? And then you say to yourself, yeah, I need to be making more money. And then you're around other people and they're talking about the things that they're doing, that they changed a lot. Tamika, when Tamika joined WealthyU, Tamika, I'm telling you, 4 part-time jobs. Making that shift in her mindset, she shifted from what she didn't have to what she could have. That is the growth mindset. See, many of you have a fixed mindset and you feel like it won't happen to you. Like you're not smart enough, you're this. And, you know, I hear people say, well, that's just the way I am. Well, you know what? You can be whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? But that is going to be a function of you having a role model and seeing other people. And, you know, here's the other cool thing. Like in this community, you'll see people when they first start, they'll be like all timid. They'll be in our skill building sessions. They'll be afraid to ask questions. They'll be afraid to share their screen. Don't you know, 4 months later, they'll be in there. I'm talking about Stephanie right now. Next thing you know, they in there and they telling you, listen, I moved that fund that I had, that little pitiful 1-star fund. Now it's a 5-star fund. If you want, I'm gonna leave it at this tonight. Listen, you got everything you need to be everything you need to be. You need mentors, you need a sisterhood, you need support, and we have it for you. But we can bring you to the water, right? But you got to jump in. Now, WealthyU Ignite. The reason we named this entry-level program is because some of you need to get a fire lit up under those finances. Can I get a witness? If you know you need to light a fire under your financial situation, put yes in the chat. Because I want to know if you're fired up and ready to go. Who's fired up and ready to go? As you can see, I'm fired up and ready to go. I just want to make sure you are.
Fired up, ready to go. 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 I'm Edith S. Childs from Greenwood, South Carolina, and I'm the one that got Barack Obama fired up.
So I just want to close with a story that some of you know, because it shows you the importance of one voice. And it's a story about my first trip to Greenwood.
When I heard that he was coming to Greenwood, I thought, okay, I'm just going to go and welcome him to Greenwood.
Turns out that Greenwood is about an hour and a half from everywhere else.
Well, Greenwood is a little bit out of the way.
So we drive and we drive. Finally, we get to Greenwood. We pull up to a small building.
Right here in this building, the Civic Center.
It's pouring down rain. And my umbrella blows open and I get soaked. I'm mad, I'm wet. Go inside and lo and behold, after an hour and a half drive, turns out there are 20 people there.
When he first came in the room, he had this grin on his face, like maybe I'm in the wrong place. You know, it was a small group of people.
20 people. And they all look kind of damp and kind of sleepy, like maybe they aren't really excited to be there either.
And looking around at everyone in the room, I knew we had to do something.
Suddenly, I hear this voice cry out behind me, "Fire it up!" And I'm shocked.
I know that the senator wasn't sure what was going on because he had that look on his face.
So I look behind me, and there's this small woman. Looks like she just came from church. She got a big church hat. And she's standing there, and she looks at me, and she's smiling. And she says,
Fired up, ready to go. I knew we needed to keep singing. Fired up, ready to go.
and so for the next 5 minutes, she proceeds to do this. Fired up. Everybody says fired up and ready to go. And everybody says ready to go. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking, she's stealing my thunder. I look at my staff, they shrug their shoulders. They don't know how long this is going to go. But here's the thing, Virginia. After a minute or so, I'm feeling kind of fired up. I'm feeling like I'm ready to go. I joined in the chant. It feels good. And for the rest of the day, even after we left Greenwood, I'd see my staff. I'd say, are you fired up? I'd say, we're fired up, boss. Are you ready to go? I'd say, I'm ready to go.
Once you hear it, you will never forget it.
So some people start putting fired up, ready to go on their shirts. Some people start putting fired up, ready to go on signs. Everybody's saying fired up and ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. It shows you what one voice can do. One voice can change a room. And if a voice can change a room, it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a nation. And if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. So I've just got one question for you. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Fired up. Ready to go. 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 Fired up. Let's go change the world.
All right. We are fired up and we are ready to go. The doors are open. The doors are open. If you need assistance, someone needs assistance on the agreement. If one of the ambassadors can just connect with her, listen, you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. We designed WealthyU for you. But as I said, mindset, strategy, execution. I covered a lot in these 3 days. I gave you our framework, mindset, strategy, execution. I know that you have the wrong blueprint. And if you want the right blueprint, it's right here in WealthyU. I hope you enjoyed our 3-day Get Wealthy Challenge, and I can't wait to welcome all of our new members into WealthyU: Teresa Burnett, Shanice Yoakley, Betty Burris, Sandra Rambert, Cynthia Smith, Micah Thomas, Vanita Fain Cipher, Roberta Satterwhite. Listen, the list will go on. I do want to just tell you that our enrollment for this session will close on Friday night at midnight. Friday night at midnight. The price goes up to $2,997, a savings of $1,000. All you have to do to take advantage of that is to simply invest $197 or save $400 and save $19.90 and save $400 and pay $19.97 paid in full. If you're still not sure where you want to go, do the pay monthly. If you want to level up, whatever your needs are, we're going to make sure you've got the right fit so that you can accelerate your financial growth. We're going to meet you right where you are because we have the right blueprint. I can't wait to welcome so many more of you into WealthyU. Thanks for hanging out with all of us for the past 3 nights. Again, I want to make sure that you connect with your ambassadors, okay? Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, and Alice Woods. You still have time. Some of you did buy the VIP kit. It's also in the community. I hope that this was of value to you. Thank you so much for spending your 3 days, your 3 evenings with us. And I can't wait. We can't wait to partner with you on your journey to wealth. That's going to do it for me this evening. Have a great evening, everybody. And good night.